The Nigerian government has filed a fresh 16-count charge against Yahaya Bello, former governor of Kogi State, at the Federal High Court in Abuja. The charge borders on alleged criminal breach of trust to the tune of 110.4 billion naira. The former governor, who is the sole defendant in a 19-count charge earlier preferred against him by Nigeria's anti-corruption agency, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, is to face this fresh 16-count charge alongside two officials of the Kogi State government, Abdul Salami Hudu and Umar Oricha. The defendants were alleged to have used funds from the Kogi State Treasury to acquire properties in highbrow areas within the Federal Capital Territory and in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, according to the charge sheet. On April 18, 2024, the EFCC declared Bello wanted over alleged money laundering, breach of trust, and misappropriation to the tune of 80.2 billion naira. However, the arraignment has been stalled on several occasions due to the absence of the former governor. On August 20, the Court of Appeal in Abuja ordered Bello to surrender himself for arraignment. Joining us now is Wilson Uwujaren, Director of Public Affairs, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Good morning and welcome to the morning show.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to be here.
Well, Wilson, good morning. Good to see you. Congratulations on your elevation.
Good morning, Dr. Adam.
Yes, now you are the Director of Public Affairs. But so many issues out there in the public, I wish we could have 1 hour with you. The most recent, the turning point within the public domain in terms of the matter EFCC versus Yahaya Bello and others, was the fact that former Governor Yahaya Bello, who had been declared wanted by the EFCC, even up to the level of issuing a red alert with Interpol, came into EFCC premises and said, okay, he had presented himself since he was asked to report. And then EFCC says, well, he didn't follow due protocol because he came with Governor Usman Ododo, who is not the person in the various charges that have been filed. If the EFCC had immediately seized the man that they were looking for and they had taken him into custody that day, what happened in court this week, in the court of Justice Nwite, would not have happened because it will be the EFCC bringing him physically to court. Don't you think that the EFCC, dropped the ball in this regard? Because many people are saying, it's confounding, it's disturbing. A man that you are looking for comes into your premises and was hanging around for hours. Well, could you please help us clarify this?
Well, thank you, Dr. Bati, for that question. If I wasn't an official of the EFCC, I would probably ask the same question. But I think what should bother Nigerians more than what happened on the 18th of September is the fact that former Governor Yahaya Bello had an opportunity yesterday to present himself before Justice Nwite of the Federal High Court, Abuja, and he failed to do so. If he had done that, he would have complied with the decision of the Court of Appeal, which mandated him to present himself before Justice Nwite in respect of his own appeal, decision on his own appeal. The court mandated him to formally present himself before Justice Nwite, but he didn't do so. That, as far as I'm concerned, exposes the insincerity of Yahaya Bello in appearing at the car park of the EFCC on the 18th of September this month. I think we will have a better understanding of what transpired on that day when we reviewed what really happened. For instance, even before Yahaya Bello arrived at the car park of the EFCC, he had already sent out media information across all the platforms that he had presented himself to the EFCC, and they were even saying that he has been detained And that was not true. At the time that information got across, Yahaya Bello was not even in the premises of the EFCC. He had not even arrived there. So that for us was an indication that he had a game plan, which was not a matter of just merely submitting himself to the commission. And that game plan can only be explained by himself alone. And from our review of what really happened, it was simply a case of the former governor, the current governor, Governor Ododo, being conscious of the fact that he was turning himself into an accomplice of a crime probably he didn't know about. Because all this while that Yahaya Bello has been dodging EFCC and stalling proceedings, he has been hiding in government house in Lokoja. And his escape, when we made an attempt to arrest him, the first attempt to arrest him, it was the same governor that took him away. I'm sure his minders went and told him that, look, what you are doing, Mr. Governor, you probably, after you leave office, you will probably be liable for prosecution for for obstructing justice. And I believe that was the reason why Governor Ododo brought Yahaya Bello to the car park of the EFCC. But that was not what the Court of Appeal asked them to do. The decision of the Court of Appeal was to say, go and present yourself before Justice Nwite. That was the ruling, not present yourself before the car park of the EFCC. And in coming to the EFCC, for instance, they breached all protocol. The security at our entrance, probably out of courtesy to a sitting governor, allowed Governor Ododo to drive into our car park. And if they were responsible citizens who wanted to comply by the law, what they should have done immediately they arrive at our premises is to go to the security post and tell the security on guard that, look, Yahaya Bello has come to present himself to the EFCC. And those on duty know what to do when a fugitive from the law presents himself to the EFCC. What they should have done there and then was to call the case officer and tell him that, look, the suspect we have been looking for is here now. And then we will take charge. But they didn't do that. They breached our security, breached our protocol, went into the car park and were taking photographs, which is not allowed within the premises of the EFCC. And Governor Ododo was insisting on seeing the executive chairman of the EFCC. That is not what you do when you want to submit a suspect to a law enforcement agency. The chairman of the commission is not the case officer. I'm sure, Dr. Abati, you have an encounter with the EFCC. You know that the chairman of the commission does not investigate matter. He's not a case officer in any case.
Uwujaren,
we have a team that is investigating.
Mr. Uwujaren, okay.
I'm with you.
I really want to just come in here because our time is so limited. You know, like Doctor had established that we wish we had a longer time with you, but we don't. What I'm hearing is that you handled him, you know, the case of former governor Yahaya Bello with kids' gloves. I understand the fact that you're saying that he didn't go, you know, protocol, but you have a wanted man in your premises, almost literally on your doorstep, and you refuse to take him in, even if it were citizen's arrest, based on the fact that that he's wanted. You refuse to take him in. Based on that, it's very confusing for Nigerians to understand that and saying that it's because he didn't follow due protocol. I don't know if, and then and the reason I'm asking this is because then it then buttresses the point, and I'm sure you've heard conversations in recent times, and your chairman has actually come out to say the same, that there are eggs within the EFCC that collude with corrupt officials, you know, through bribery to protect their interests. So it doesn't make the EFCC look good. I'm just trying to understand that. And then, is it true that your officials then went to the government house in the evening to try to apprehend a man who walked in with his 2 legs and was free not to take pictures in your car park with almost impunity without you doing anything about it? So why do they go in the evening to go and apprehend him? I think that's where the confusion for a number of people is.
Yeah, like I said in my opening remark, I told you that if I wasn't a staff of the commission, I would probably be shocked the way you are expressing your shock in what transpired on that day. But with the benefit of the knowledge of the information, the knowledge that I have of what happened that day, I can explain to you it was not a case of EFCC missing an opportunity to take the former governor into custody. It's just that the manner in which he appeared and what happened before he appeared didn't convince the commission that he willingly came to the commission to submit himself. There were other motives behind it. And the fact that a sitting governor...
Whether willingly or not, Mr. Uwujaren.
Let me land on my thought.
Because you established that already.
The fact
Whether
of the
willingly
presence
or not,
of a sitting governor.
Is he still wanted?
I just made a reference to the Court of Appeal decision. The court mandated him to present himself before Justice Nwite. And we had that opportunity yesterday. He didn't do that. That is enough to convince Nigeria that his presence in EFCC on the 18th of September was more of a stunt, not really that he was convinced that he wanted to abide by the rule of law to present himself before the commission. Otherwise, even on that day when the officers of the commission went to the Kogi Governor's Lodge to ask him to come back, he would have followed them if he had no issues presenting himself before the commission. He didn't do that. Rather, the same governor aided his escape from the lodge. So all we are saying now, and to move away from that, before you come in, to move away from that, I think what should interest Nigeria now more than what happened on the 18th of September is the fact that he had opportunity yesterday to present himself. He didn't do that. Okay. And that is the 7th time the court will sit and he will not be present in court. And I think journalists should be more concerned about that than what happened on the 18th of September.
Mr. Uwujaren, you can't tell us what we'll be concerned about. You can't plot narrative for us here. My brother, Oga Wilson, good to see you. Couple of things. So you've pressed fresh new charges on him. I want you to talk about that. He has also taken you to the Supreme Court. Talk about that. Then also talk to us about this very dark man situation that we're having back and forth. At EFCC officials, indicted. They said that's going to be investigated. And concerning the Yahaya Bello case, there was a story by the Cable that said it was because EFCC people and Yahaya Bello wanted to do a deal and it didn't fall through. That's why all that drama happened in your office. I want you to refute that story, yes or no. Real quickly as we wrap up.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. From the last leg of your question, I'm not aware of any deal. And the Commission does not engage in deal-making when it comes to either investigation or prosecution of anybody, whether high-profile person or the regular cybercrime suspect. We don't do deals. Okay. And...
I want you to talk about...
Can you repeat that question again?
The new charges, the over 100 billion charges that you preferred against, and him also taking you guys to the Supreme Court as regards his arrest. So talk about that. Then the very dark man case of the investigation of, that some people were giving 15 million to drop charges that you people are looking at, and now you've invited him and all of that. Talk to us about that. Yeah, those two issues.
Okay, the one, yesterday his counsel told the Justice Nwite that they have filed an appeal against the decision of the Court of Appeal for him to present himself before Justice Nwite for trial. That came to us as a surprise because the judgment of the Court of Appeal was very clear. Present yourself before the Federal High Court. It was not for you to appeal to Supreme Court. Maybe he has the right to do that, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to that. In respect of the new charges that was filed against him on the 24th of this month, it has to do with a case conversion of properties. The allegation is that he took advantage of his access to the Kogi Treasury to help himself to funds, which he now uses in procuring properties in Abuja and as far away as Dubai. That is a separate matter that is coming up before the Federal Capital Territory High Court, Abuja. Those who are familiar with financial crimes know that if you have a money laundering charge, there's something that we call predicate offense, and you have the opportunity to also go to another court to file charges and prosecute the same person on lesser crimes that he also committed in respect of this same situation that he found himself. That is in terms of the other charge. That, for instance, should sound an alarm bell to the people of Kogi State that 80 billion in the money laundering charge is not just what Yahaya Bello took away from the treasury of Kogi State. We are talking of 110 billion naira, and I think that should be worrisome to those who are interested in accountability. In respect of the Darkman allegation, I think the commission has been quite upfront when we read or heard about that allegation. The response of the commission was to come out quickly and issue a statement that, look, we have heard of this allegation, we don't cover up any allegation. And the commission has taken steps to say, okay, we want to investigate this, we want to find out whether there is truth to it, we are not dismissing it, and we have also invited those who made the allegation to come up and tell us, justify the allegations that you have made. And if it is established that it's in reality, in truth, any operatives of the commission took bribe from anybody, from Bobrisky or anybody, we have procedures internally for dealing with such a situation. Okay, we don't cover up any crime, especially when it comes to professional responsibility within the commission. You don't compromise, and when you do that, you know that there are penalties, there are processes to deal with it, and we don't compromise in respect of that.
On that note, Wilson Uwujaren, Director of Public Affairs, EFCC, would like to thank you very much, and we hope you avail us the opportunity again and again of raising many of these issues in the public domain with you. Thank you very much indeed.